Cornelia's Jewels. One bright summer morning in the city of Rome, many hundred years ago, two boys stood watching their mother as she strolled with another lady through the garden of their home. "Did you ever see a lady as pretty as our mother's friend?" asked the younger boy, holding his tall brother's hand. "She looks like a queen." "But she is not as beautiful as our mother," said the elder boy. "She has a fine dress, to be sure, but her face is not noble and kind. It is our mother who is the queenly one." "You are quite right," said the other boy. "No woman in all of Rome is so queenly as our own dear mother." Soon Cornelia, their mother, came down the walk to speak with them. She was simply dressed in a plain white robe. Her feet were bare, as was the custom in those days. There were no rings on her hands and no chains glittering about her neck. Long braids of soft brown hair coiled about her head were her only crown, and a tender smile lit up her noble face as she looked into her son's proud eyes. "My sons," she said, "I have something to tell you." They bowed before her as Roman lads were taught to do. "What is it, mother?" they asked. "You are to dine with us today, here in the garden, and then our guest is going to show us those wonderful jewels you have heard so much about." The brothers looked shyly at their mother's friend. Was it possible that she had other rings besides those on her fingers? Could she have still more gems than those which sparkled in the chains about her neck? When the simple outdoor meal was over, a servant brought the jewel box from the house. The lady opened it. How dazzling to the eyes of the boys were the jewels they saw there! There were ropes of pearls, white as milk and smooth as satin; heaps of shiny rubies, red as glowing coals; sapphires as blue as the summer sky; and diamonds that flashed and sparkled like the sunlight. The brothers looked long at the gems. "Ah," whispered the younger, "if our mother could only have such beautiful things!" At last the jewel box was closed and carefully carried away. "Is it true, Cornelia, that you have no jewels?" asked her friend. "Is it true, as I have heard it whispered, that you are poor?" "No, I am not poor," answered Cornelia. As she spoke, she drew her two boys to her side. "Here are my jewels," she said proudly. "My boys are worth far more to me than all the gems in the world." The boys never forgot their mother's pride in them, or her great love. Years later, indeed, when they had become famous men in Rome, they often thought of this scene in the garden. And even today, the world still likes to hear the story of Cornelia's jewels.